This video introduces the external trigger input and output functions of the E2 emulator. The functions can be used just by connecting the extended interface pins of the E2 emulator to an external measuring instrument. The debugger stops the user program or measurement of the external measuring instrument when the E2 emulator detects inputs or outputs of external triggers. In this way, the problematic part can be identified and verified with the debugger. To use the external trigger input and output functions, connect the host PC and the E2 emulator with the USB interface cable, the E2 emulator and the user system with the user interface cable, and the external measuring instrument and the external trigger input and output pins of the E2 emulator with the test lead, respectively. The external trigger input function enables efficient debugging by detecting a signal change in the user system to stop the program. First, when a signal change occurs within the external measuring instrument, a trigger signal is generated and output. Then, the trigger signal is transmitted to the debugger via the E2 emulator, causing the user program to stop. As a result, it is possible to check and verify the stopping point of the program in the debugger execution history. The external trigger output function enables efficient debugging by detecting program abnormalities to stop the measurement of the external measuring instrument. First, when an abnormality occurs in the program, a trigger signal is generated and output from the debugger. Then, the trigger signal is transmitted to the external measuring instrument via the E2 emulator to stop the measurement. As a result, data from the external measuring instrument at the abnormality detection timing of the program can be checked and verified. This section shows how to set up external trigger input-output in eSquare Studio. After debugging in eSquare Studio, select Renaissance Views, Debug, Event Points, and External Trigger on the Event Points window. To use the external trigger input function, check the first checkbox. Select the channel to which you connected the test lead. You can select the waveform to detect trigger inputs, either a rising edge, a falling edge, or both. To use the external trigger output function, check the second checkbox. Set the channel to which the test lead is connected and the pulse width of the trigger output pulse. Finally, select OK. In this video, we use the debugger function of the Integrated Development Environment eSquare Studio. Download the latest version of eSquare Studio from the Renaissance website. For more information on Renaissance emulators, please refer to the E2 emulator product pages on the Renaissance website. You can purchase it from here.